Heat is transferred from one place to another, from one body to another, or from one part of the body to another part. And these modes, the transfer of heat takes place by three different methods, and to that only we are saying the modes of heat transfer. First one is a conduction, second one is a convection, and third one is a radiation. Conduction mainly happens in a solid substances. Conduction is the process by which heat is transmitted along a body from molecules to molecule without actual motion of the molecules from one place to another. Heat is transferred from one body to another by conduction if the two bodies are in contact and they are at different temperature. This we will see with the help of one example. Here we are going to use one candle and one copper wire. Hold one end of a thick copper wire on the flame of a candle, and what do you feel after some time? That only you observe. Here you will find that end which you are holding in your hand becomes hot, so that you are not able to hold it any longer. And this tells us that the heat always transfers from the hotter, means high temperature, to low temperature, and heat is always transferred in the direction of a lower temperature. Here the candle is a hot and copper wire is a cold, and heat is transferred to the copper wire from one end to other end. The good and bad conductors of heat: materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are called good conductors of heat. For example, silver, copper, iron, aluminium, etc. are good conductors of heat. Materials which do not allow heat to pass through them are called bad conductors of heat or insulators. And these you studied in previous classes also. The wood, plastic, cork, mud, cotton, wool, asbestos, these are the examples of insulators. Now here we will discuss about the uses of good and bad conductors of heat. There are some uses of good as well as bad conductors of heat. For making cooking utensils, brass, aluminium, iron are good conductors of heat, so they are used in making cooking utensils. For building houses, bricks, grass and mud, which are bad conductors of heat, they are used in building houses, especially in rural areas, to protect us from the warm climate. Here, if we will think about the cold region animals, the polar bears, for example, the hairs or the furs provided by the nature to the animals living in cold climate protect them from cold, because hairs or furs are poor conductor of heat. That's why only in winter season the human beings uses mainly the woolen cloths. Woolen cloths keep our body warm in winter because they do not allow the heat of our bodies to escape. For making handles of cooking utensils, mainly the bad conductors like wood or ebonite it is used. Students, here we are going to learn about the conduction and convection mode of a heat transfer with the help of a small experiments. Here we have to take a rod or flat strip of a metal, of any metal like aluminium or iron. Then fix a few small wax pieces on the rod, and these pieces should be neatly at equal distances. Then clamp this metal rod to a stand, and if you don't have the stand, then you can use the two bricks and you keep this metal rod in between the two bricks. Now here start the heating of a metal rod at one end with the help of a candle, and here observe carefully. After few minutes only, the first piece of a candle, it starts to fall. It now fallen down. Okay, now again after a few minutes, see the second piece of wax also falling down. Then again after some time the third one also it will fall. Then this our observation, with the help of this observation we can conclude that whatever heat we are giving to one end of a metal rod, it transfers from one molecule to other nearby molecule, and it reaches after some time to another end of a metal rod. Slowly it will take some time to transfer of a heat from one end of a metal rod to other end. And in the solid substances, mainly to when we are giving heat, that time it transfers from molecule to molecule and from one end to other end. With the help of this activity, we are going to understand about the conduction of heat by different materials. Here, I am using the three different material spoons, that is one wood, plastic and stainless steel, and the hot water for the activity. Now this hot water I am taking in this glass container, and as you can see here at the tip of the all spoons some butter also present, and one by one these all spoons, means this first one is a plastic spoon, then the metal stainless steel spoon and the wooden spoon we will keep in this hot water, just to observe the effect of a heat transfer on these three different materials, and which materials can transfer the heat and which cannot, that we can understand with the help of this activity. And for that purpose only we kept a little amount of butter at the tip of three spoons. Now slowly here we have to observe the effect of heat on this butter. Now after few minutes you can see on the plastic and wooden spoon any effect is not happening of this heat transfer, but on the metal spoon if we will observe, then slowly that butter, it will start to melt and it will start to move downside. And this our observation shows that the heat transfers only in a metal object or in metal material. So in the plastic and wooden case, wooden spoon butter, any effect is not there, but in case of a metal spoon, that butter starts to melt due to the conduction of heat from one end of a spoon to other end.